After Shawn Michaels secured his revenge on Triple H by defeating him in an intense, unsanctioned match at SummerSlam, Triple H made sure Michaels wouldn't leave the building unscathed. 1 week later, Eric Bischoff bestowed upon Triple H the World Heavyweight Championship as a reward, while Shawn Michaels was left to watch the proceedings from a wheelchair via satellite. Over the next 2 months, Triple H managed to effectively defend his title, but his actions along the way earned him a multitude of enemies. And just a couple of weeks prior to the Survivor Series pay-per-view, Shawn Michaels resurfaced from injury, hell-bent on seeking revenge. In response to the escalating tensions and the return of Triple H's biggest enemy, Bischoff booked Triple H to put his title on the line in the first ever Elimination Chamber, pitting him against Shawn Michaels and 4 other competitors. After an intense 40 minutes of non-stop action, the climactic moment arrived as Michaels unleashed his signature sweet chin music on Triple H, swiftly pinning him and securing both the victory and the prestigious World Heavyweight Championship. After Shawn Michaels betrayed Hulk Hogan, Rowdy Roddy Piper took the initiative to book Michaels for an appearance on Piper's Pit, intending to interrogate him regarding his actions. However, Michaels chose not to provide a response, prompting Rowdy to label him a coward. This accusation led to Michaels retaliating by delivering a fierce sweet chin music to Rowdy Roddy. Michaels eventually revealed that he hated Hogan taking the spotlight from him with Hogan's new Hogan Knows Best reality television show, which led to the two agreeing to face off in the main event of SummerSlam. As the highly anticipated match began, Hogan initially dominated, aggressively whipping Michaels all over the ring. However, Michaels resorted to a low blow and struck Hogan with a steel chair. Nevertheless, Hogan displayed his resilience by fighting back and ultimately sealed the victory with his devastating leg drop. After the intense battle, both competitors set aside their differences and demonstrated true sportsmanship by extending a handshake as a sign of respect and mutual admiration. After the McMahon's match against Shawn Michaels and God, the Spirit Squad entered the ring and forcefully launched Michaels, sending him crashing through a table. Over the following weeks, Michaels successfully exacted his revenge on the Spirit Squad. As a result, McMahon decided to book him against all 5 Spirit Squad members simultaneously. When the cheerleaders managed to capture Michaels, McMahon commanded Triple H to put an end to Michaels' career. However, instead of following McMahon's orders, Triple H had a change of heart and unexpectedly launched an assault on the Spirit Squad. After witnessing Triple H's actions, Mr. McMahon had initially intended to punish him by inducting him into the famous Kiss My Ass Club. However, Triple H had other plans and decided to deliver his pedigree finisher to Mr. McMahon instead. Mr. McMahon sought to discipline Triple H once more by arranging a 5-on-1 handicap match against the Spirit Squad. However, just when it seemed like Triple H was in a no-win situation, Shawn Michaels made a triumphant comeback from his injury, offering assistance to Triple H and rekindling their legendary alliance. When Shawn Michaels fell on hard times in early 2009, he sought out employment from successful businessman John Bradshaw Layfield, and JBL agreed to hire Michaels for one specific reason: to help him win the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble. But during his title match, Michaels super kicked him in the face, which led to John Cena retaining the title. JBL was furious about being betrayed by Shawn Michaels, so he challenged him to a match at the No Way Out pay-per-view with a special stipulation. If Michaels won, he would get out of his contract with full pay, but if JBL won, he would own Michaels' name and likeness forever. After a close back-and-forth fight, Shawn Michaels won the match and was released from his contract. The next night on Monday Night Raw, JBL announced that he was moving on from Michaels, and his next goal was to end the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. But Michaels quickly interrupted Bradshaw to announce that he had the exact same goal. So they had a rematch the very next week for the right to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania. After Michaels defeated JBL for a second time, Undertaker showed up to send a message to his WrestleMania opponent. Both men attempted to play mind games with one another all the way up to their WrestleMania ring entrances, when Michaels entered from above in all white and Undertaker entered from below in all black. As soon as the bell rang, both opponents traded offensive maneuvers until the action spilled to the outside. After Michaels missed a moonsault off the top rope, Undertaker attempted a dive of his own, but Michaels was able to grab a cameraman to use as a shield. When they eventually made it back to the ring, both men started to exchange their finishing moves, but no one is able to get the upper hand until the Undertaker reversed one of Michaels' moves into a tombstone 2 different times to get the victory. Even though they just had one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time, Michaels was very upset about losing, so decided to take a hiatus from WWE. 4 months later, it was revealed that Michaels was now working as a cafeteria chef, but Triple H was able to convince him to come back for a D-Generation X reunion. During their tag team run, they had some hilarious moments and some memorable matches, but it was clear that the WrestleMania loss was still bothering Michaels. When he failed to win the Royal Rumble and qualify for the Elimination Chamber, Michaels interfered in Undertaker's title title match to cost him the World Heavyweight Championship, and Career versus The Streak was on for WrestleMania 26. In the early moments of their rematch, Michaels gained the upper hand after Undertaker injured his leg on one of his signature moves. But Undertaker was able to regain the advantage after he caught an airborne Shawn Michaels and tombstoned him on the stadium floor. When both men had made it back into the ring, they started to exchange signature moves back and forth until the action went back to outside. The Undertaker attempted to powerbomb Michaels to the announce table, but Michaels was able to reverse it into a super kick, sending Undertaker onto the table. Then Michaels performed a moonsault onto Undertaker, sending him crashing through the announce table. At this moment, Michaels smelled blood in the water, so he got Undertaker back in the ring and hit him with the sweet chin music. But it still wasn't enough to end the streak. Undertaker was able to fight back and deliver a jumping tombstone to officially end Shawn Michaels' career.